It's time for AggroChat, the official podcast of the Tales of the Aggronaut blog and stalwart gaming community, where we talk about stuff and things, and the stuff about the things, and sometimes gaming. I'm Belghast, and let's start the show. Hey folks, it's that time again. Time for another episode of AggroChat. This is episode 538. Tonight I'm joined by Ammo.
Hello.
Ashgar.
Hello.
Grace.
Hello.
Kodra.
Friend.
Tam.
Hello.
And Thalen.
Dilly damn.
So we've had this topic on the list for a little bit, mostly because it's bounced around and then Kodra's not been here. And then there was some discussion about whether or not, we wanted to talk about it, and now I've not seen it, but I've seen lots about it online. So I am thoroughly spoiled at this point. Tell me about Samalama Ding Dong.
So Samalama Ding Dong is the secret 11th episode of season 7 of Game Changer. There was a whole alternate reality game to unlock it and everything, which of course I actually think it was the pieces were in place for way longer, but once the community realized there was an ARG happening, it got solved very quickly. But the idea of Game Changer from Dropout TV is it's the game show where the game changes every show, and the contestants don't know what game it is they're about to play. And they have escalated this and escalated this and escalated this. Last season, there was an episode in which the contestants were in the green room, and the host was going over I'm not allowed to really tell you what's about to happen, but I have a generic spiel about what Game Changer is like, and then locks the green room, which turns out to be an escape room that they then have to escape. So you really don't, you got to stay on your toes if you're working at Dropout and you've agreed to be Game Changer. But one player, Brennan Lee Mulligan, decided that it was time to get revenge and planned a secret episode of Game Changer that was the host, Sam Reich, as the only contestant.
So for context here, there have been multiple episodes of Game Changer over the years where ultimately the purpose of that episode was to make Brennan mad.
Brennan is a very competitive player sort, and the games that they do on Game Changer are not exactly suited to competitive play frequently.
Yes.
I mean there was one, literally the game was to guess the rule.
Brennan can't win.
Yes. There was one where you gained points by keeping your heart rate from getting too high. And Brennan was given extra difficult questions to make him angry.
Well, Brennan was given a unfair competitive challenge, where his opponents were earning points and he was being explicitly denied the ability to win points.
Yes. There was one game where you won points by being second best.
Yes. And this season there was a game in which you earned points. They shot the episode and then faked it out and said, it's something went wrong. There was a car alarm going off in the background that was being quote unquote picked up by the audio mics, that they were we have to cancel the shoot and bring you back for the rest of the shoot next week. Turns out that whole thing was just to get players to do that, and then the game was, can you beat the score you scored in the previous week? Which, as Brennan points out, means he was being punished for trying his hardest the first week, which is, the thing Sam likes to do to Brennan.
Yes, because Brennan gives the best clips when he is mad.
But yes, so this episode I am mostly fascinated by. So the whole premise was they managed to get Variety to agree to do a piece on Sam Reich and Dropout and Game Changer, and like they needed to do a photo shoot of Sam in costume and like mic'd up in front of a Game Changer podium, and they set up this entire fake Variety like news article and shoot so that they could have cameras rolling at the start of the episode. So like Brennan comes in off screen, it's time for a game, or change gamer is how he puts it. And at which point Sam Reich realizes he is now in a Game Changer episode and gets like abducted and taken to a third location, which is a castle escape room. It's a truly, like, I am mostly fascinated in how like legally they pulled this off. I would be very curious because it was the most expensive episode of Game Changer ever, and they did it without the CEO knowing any of it.
I'm sure it's fine.
I'm sure it's fine.
Also,
Well,
they finally Sam finally got to have his dad come on Game Changer.
He did. That was in the previous episode.
So, so what was the deal with the fake Brendan is quitting Dropout TV?
Oh,
that was from
a
previous episode of Game Changer.
That was a previous episode about it was a Shark Tank style episode, and the idea was who could fund viral shorts, viral clips that would like get the most interaction on social media while costing the least to produce. And each contestant was given a budget, I want to say, of like $10,000.
Yeah.
And so that was how that game won. And Jordan Myrick won because the internet's a little horny, and she had a breast milk taste testing contest.
Oh, it was the milk one? Yep.
Yes. Three of the other dropout community mothers
they had joined forces
to do this. And it's a great clip because Jordan is like she does gastronauts, and
it's a food show.
It's a food show. It's a comedy food show. It's really good. But like she was able to like get notes during the tasting and accurately identify whose milk was whose. It's very funny.
Like they pitched the idea and she was like, "I'll do it for free. Do it right now."
But yeah,
I figured it would either be that or Izzy being just an utter chaos gremlin.
Yeah. So in San Bernardino, it's also just this incredible ode to all of the Game Changers past. Like they bring back props from all of the like previous Game Changers, and they have a legitimately interesting escape room with a like interesting process they're going through. That it's just really fun, and seeing what Game Changers started with and to what it is now is hilarious.
Yeah, they've come a really long way, and a big part of this of the episode is like it's presented as giving Sam a hard time, but it's also like undeniably like a labor of love from the entire cast towards Sam.
Yes.
They even get his wife in on it, which is extremely funny.
Elaine is in it, and because the very first episode was the lie detector. And
it was, you're right, yeah.
That's the very first episode of Game Changer was Lie Detector, in which Sam got the significant others of Brennan, Teo, and Jess Ross to like be backstage and like do like true or false answers to things that their significant others were saying in response to questions Sam was asking.
Yeah, basically they had a lie detector on the stage that would go off in response to the answer, and it was actually being controlled from backstage by the significant others. And then halfway through they brought them out.
They bring them out, and it's like, of course, all of the significant others had like made great excuses. I trust my partner implicitly, to which Izzy, and you shouldn't.
Yeah.
I love it. And so they had Elaine in charge of the lie detector while Sam had to answer truthfully about embarrassing facts about himself as punishment for failing a basically unsolvable puzzle. As Brennan
entirely solvable puzzle.
As Brennan puts it in the behind the scenes, he was like, this puzzle was as close to impossible while still having a valid answer.
It was a completely fair puzzle that was fiendishly difficult.
Yes.
Yeah, it was nuts.
But I don't know. Like the ending is great. They got Brennan to LARP as the Minotaur because the whole thing is based off of Yes or No, in which Brennan gives a great monologue about he solved the labyrinth, the Minotaur's loose, and he's going to get the horns.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I will be honest, like the democracy, the voting episode was, when I thought that was the season finale, I was like, that does not seem like that impressive of a season finale. That seems kind of on, like, it was not even my top 50% of episodes, but this was such a good, like, end to the season. And I really, like, the production of it is hilarious because Sam was thinking that everyone working on Game Changer was done and they were still, like, had months of work to do. And so they had to somehow have secret jobs. Like, that idea is hilarious.
At some point, I will actually get there, but I have seen so much of this on Tumblr that effectively the whole concept was spoiled.
Yeah, they've been, since the episode released, Dropout has been releasing YouTube shorts, TikToks, Tumblr posts, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Of bits from the episode.
I think the first one I saw was Brennan dressed as the Minotaur.
Honestly, I love the horizontal striped suit.
I really,
it was really good.
Yes, Brennan, I couldn't even figure out where that shirt is from, but there's a shirt Brennan wears a bunch, I guess, which is a horizontal striped red and blue, like, sweater.
He's wearing it a lot on actually, when he's on that show.
That's probably it. And so he, like, this is a look Brennan has, and he took that look and turned it into, like, a proper suit that he could wear, like Sam's pinstripe suit that he wears for all Game Changers. And there's a moment very early on when Sam realizes what's going on with the suit and is like, just kind of loses it. I will say, my favorite puzzle that they solved was the P-board puzzle. Because that was a very clever way of introducing that piece back. The P-board is a item that was from the, like, pitch. It's kind of, it was pitch this product. I think it was called, and it was a keyboard with all P's.
Yep. I think Mike Trapp had to pitch it.
Yes.
So yeah, wonderful celebration of Game Changers past.
Yeah, like Game Changer has developed so much deep lore over the years.
It is very funny because
and here it all is.
And in the post, like, Sam did give a Variety a interview about the episode afterwards, and one of his statements was there were some ideas for season 7 that he scrapped because he thought they were too mean, and now those are going to the top of the list.
Yeah. It was a great quote. Like, this seemed inhumane, and now that is a priority.
So I have now beat the story and hit the end game and also hit the level cap in Destiny Rising. And this game is wild. Like, remember how we shifted our opinions of mobile games a bit when Genshin came out?
Mm-hmm.
This is that, but shooters. Like, I was counting them earlier, there are 15 distinct end game systems, not counting like fishing and the card game and Iron Banner, like just repeatable things that you can do every single day. Probably once you factor in like the casual systems, you're looking at 20, maybe 25 individual systems, and they're all pretty detailed. They're like seasons apparently don't actually start until you hit the level cap of 80. And then that unlocked other nonsense to do. all of the characters that I've played are pretty great. The raid that I did is pretty great. This is a exceptionally good Destiny game, and it actually has pretty good pity odds if you're trying to pull for one of the rare character banners.
Yeah, 60 pity is pretty crazy low.
I'm just glad to hear that a good Destiny game exists again.
Yeah, because like somebody needs it because. So I don't know. Did I talk about attempting to play Destiny?
Not on the podcast.
Yeah. So basically, I went back and tried to play Destiny, and I have not played in any form since the expansion where they released Stasis. And it seems like all of the content that I have the right to play has been rolled out of the game. Because I logged in, and all I have on the simplified replacement for the planetary view thing is buy the expansion or go to the tower. And it seems like maybe there's something that I can do at the tower that will unlock content again. But basically, it didn't look like I could go anywhere without buying the expansion. So, and from what I've heard, like they just rolled out like a content update, and it is being received extremely poorly. But Destiny Rising is shockingly good. Like and there's a lot of interesting characters, and I did not necessarily think that Destiny would work with the hero shooter model, but like it actually really does, and it allows them to lean into like way more customization, not customization, that's the wrong word, but way more specialized stuff instead of this is the thing that all warlocks have, this is a thing that all hunters have. So like Kabir, which is so playing through the game, you essentially unlock 3 characters. You unlock the one that you get to choose a gender and a voice for that goes by Wolf, and some rudimentary appearance for, and they are an offensive solar champion. And you unlock Ikora, and she is a void support character. And support. And you unlock Kabir, and he is a arc defensive character. And they also just happen to be, one of them is a hunter. The main character is a hunter. Ikora is, historically a warlock, and Kabir is a titan. But like Kabir is interesting because Kabir in Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 lore is heavily associated with the group of people that went down into the Vault of Glass. And as a result, he has basically the shield mechanic that you do in Vault of Glass as like his specialty thing. He's just running around with his shield and can blast people with it. So like there's a lot of really interesting stuff going on. The story is really good. It starts out kind of generic, but quickly ramps up, and it is both a good Destiny story and just a good story, period. It also explains itself, and there's like a glossary of terms that if it doesn't explain itself clear enough, like there's this whole system that you can go look things up, and
Sounds like a big idea.
There's like tutorialization of everything, and there's like a training like thing that you can go to that like rewards you stuff for finishing training. And it's like this is what a special ability is. This is what a super is. This is how you double jump. Like all of those things are tutorialized, but also every single hero in the game has 2 tutorial missions and also has like an unlockable series of story missions that remind me kind of like the class stories were in Star Wars The Old Republic, where like it weaves in and out of the main story, but like this is specific to this character. Like this is their little tangent of the broader thing that's happening. It's really cool. Like it's shockingly so. There's guild housing. Like there's this entire strategic like guild exploration game where you have limited moves each day to like unlock things. There is a stamina system, but like the stamina system basically just guarantees you rewards, and you can spend double the stamina to get double the rewards at any time. So if you don't have much time to play, you can quickly burn through your daily stamina if you want to. Also, it rolls over. So if you don't play for a day, you have this bonus currency that your stamina that you didn't spend turns into. But also, if you just run the things without stamina, you still get rewards. They're just like less common.
This sounds shockingly kind for a mobile game.
Yeah,
Right?
it's wild. Like this is, and the thing is like, okay, I'm playing on an Android emulator. This should be a crappy experience, but like it is a custom built Android emulator just for this game. And like its mouse and keyboard play is as smooth as can be. Its controller play is pretty solid. I played around on a controller just so I had some experience testing that. Like I did not realize that the banner was quite as generous as it was until I realized, oh, this pull that I was working towards, if I just put it on like the goth waifu banner, I'm just gonna get her because like I've spent my 6 tin pulls. You get a ridiculous number of normal banner pulls. I have basically all but one character that's available off of the normal banner. And it's one of the 5 stars that I'm missing, but I have 2 of the 3 5 stars just from free pulls from doing stuff. The other cool thing that I really love, so every, so I said, okay, there's like 15 things. They all reward slightly different stuff, and some of them have different weapon pools, and mythic weapons are a thing that doesn't exist in Destiny, but does exist in this game, where they're kind of baby exotics. They're like better than a legendary, but have like extra perks that only roll on mythic weapons. So basically you're going after like a full set of mythic weapons, so you can kit out all your characters in them. But some of them only drop from specific missions. So like there's specific weapon sets, like, this mission type may only drop like these fallen, weapons, and this one may drop Cabal themed weapons. But you get a lot of this currency that I did not know what it was used for. And essentially you can craft mythic engrams of whatever activity type you want. So if you're trying to target and you've had bad luck in pulls from, doing missions in that activity, you could just craft more of the engrams with this other currency that you're getting a ton of. And like kind of the nice thing about that is it seems like once they add in additional, content types, this is still a currency that you could just craft more things for. Cause like, I think there's like 6 or 7 different kinds of mythic engrams that you can craft. And that just represents the various, play modes in the game right now. It's wild. I am enjoying the heck out of it. I am back into Destiny and did not think I would be playing a Destiny game anytime soon, but Viva la Mobile.
I was told I could pet cats. I can indeed pet cats.
Yeah, but the cats want you to bring them specific fish, and I don't know where the hell to catch a plump fish.
Yeah, I haven't gotten that far yet either, but I found a cat and I pet it and I was happy. And then I just went out and did other stuff.
If you give them the fish that they're asking for, because I just happened into it one day where I handed them the correct fish and they rewarded me with like this box full of random goodies from in-game activities, I've also fished up like an exotic weapon before.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, it's wild. It's good times. Also, I have a new favorite champion. Yolder is great.
Yes, I have had fun using that character so far too.
What is Starbirds?
Starbirds is apparently a new game from the people who brought you Dorfromantik.
Oh, okay.
The Kurzgesagt.
Okay.
Kurzgesagt
I'm in-
game.
I'm interested already.
Yes.
And it's a really adorable little sort of resource management kind of base building game where you're following a crew of a spaceship that is made up entirely of adorable and not always great at their jobs little birbs. And you are flying around the universe, trying to solve a mystery, but in the meantime, also just trying to keep these lovable idiots from, freezing to death in space. And it's really fun. I sort of temporarily maybe bounced off of Silksong and just needed something extremely chill. And this was the perfect remedy. Just, yeah, you sort of fly to a group of asteroids, and each of the asteroids has different resources on it. And you proceed to build a system to extract all the resources, make things out of them, and discover secrets of whatever these birds are trying to figure out, and also keep them from freezing to death in space. I know the art is really cute. It's just, yeah, there's not like a gigantic epic story happening, but there's a cute story happening, and the little cutscenes are really funny and charming. And yeah, I would highly recommend it.
It is this like I'm trying to remember what the old roguelike space game was. FTL, or is it like more turn based in management of the burbs?
So it's not turn-based at all. It's all continuous, but you're not really managing the burbs themselves. You're really just like setting up a base on each of the asteroids, extracting the resources from them, and shipping them back off to the ship or the space station so that the burbs can actually use them.
It sounds delightful.
It really is.
Yeah, you had me at like the pedigree of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what pulled me in. And then I looked at, the preview videos, and it's extremely cute. And yeah, it's very chill. Like, I can see I'm definitely a few missions in, and can see how there's more depth here that I've just scratched the surface of. I have completed missions by doing the things it has asked me to, but there's also a lot more that could have been done. So I'm sort of looking forward to playing through the story and then going back and really kind of digging in deeper. Trying to be more efficient, trying to, build all of the things and craft all of the components. But it's fun because you've got individual separate asteroids, and each of them is pretty small, only has so much space, and you need to figure out what you're going to produce in place and what you need to ship to a different asteroid and produce it over there, and which place has the most energy. So it's nice little puzzle while still being very chill. I'm not ever worried about my birbs actually dying or anything like that. Just might, and it's very forgiving in terms of like, oh, I didn't really want to build this thing here. I can break it down and move it without really any penalty. Or if I set up something early and then I need to change later, it's easy to fix it, which is really nice. I don't have never hit a point, and the way that it's set up, I wouldn't expect to hit a point where I would have to restart a level. I might have to break some things down and reorganize, but it's kind of nice that so far there's not much in the way of a failure state, just okay, I need to pause and rethink this for a minute state. Yeah, definitely recommend if you like little puzzles and charming birbs in space.
So right now in Guild Wars 2, there is a fractal event going on where there are like fractal rifts out in the wilds, but also like this achievement for running a bunch of fractals and collecting, what is it, dust, I think is.
Something like
Yeah.
As a result of this, there's a new system in that allows you to randomly join a fractal, and it is wonderful. Like, this is the group finder system that Guild Wars 2 has needed forever, and I am hoping this is just a test of more things to come,
They say
because
it's a beta.
it is super great just to random into a fractal. Now,
Unless
the
it's
ol-
Kinfall.
the only negative of did you get Kinfall?
Yep.
Oh.
Everybody left immediately, and
Oh my.
I got the awful one with the maze earlier, where you have to like use the ability to find the path across the pit. I don't remember which one that one is.
Deepstone. I love Deepstone though.
But that one was with random people. We actually had to communicate over, group chat for that one. But
That's fair.
For the most part, it's been a lot of just run forward and do the thing. And
So
get
the
in and
initial
out
list
quickly.
of fractals appears to be the most straightforward ones for the most part. Like Shattered Observatory, not in the list. Twilight Oasis, not in the list. Aquatic Ruins, thankfully not in the list.
Good.
Aquatic Ruins just needs to go away though.
It really does.
But I have tried now this twice, and after the Kinfall false start, I got a Molten Boss, and I was in the Let's Play group support because I like not dying. But also, you do a quick play fractal, there's like the Mist Stranger can res you,
Yeah.
a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
Like these are
there's some
2
forgiving
for quick
mechanics. Yeah. Okay, so random thing that I did not realize. If you do not leave the group and whoever was the leader, queues up again, you could just roll into another fractal.
Play. Nice.
But yeah, like I did, I don't know, 3 fractals in about 15, 20 minutes. Like, it was wild. Also, apparently everyone bails off into the lava and swims to the boss.
What?
In the lava fractal where the Gruul or the Grauls are trying to kick the people off into the lava.
That's kind of funny, actually.
Huh.
I actually just had that one about 10 minutes ago, and my group did not do that thing.
Oh yeah, no, my entire group bailed off the cliff and swam to the platform. I was the only one who took the proper way around.
It's really funny.
But yeah, like I'm all on board with this nonsense. Like, this is so great. I am probably going to spend a good chunk of tomorrow randoming fractals.
And this is clearly a test of a new system, and apparently the Guild Wars devs understand bribery, because holy shit. In general, participating in this content will award you a new pair of legendary gloves. Brand new cosmetic, and everything.
Well,
Wait, they're legendary?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Holy hell. I didn't realize that. I knew there was a set of gloves tied to this, but apparently, like, you can earn all
the first
three.
step is exotic gloves, but no, the last step is legendary gloves.
Holy hell. I guess I'm going to be, like, mainlining this for a while. Just talking to the NPC gets you a 20-slot bag.
Yes.
Yep.
And
Nice.
the other reward for participating in during the monthly is a series of achievements, the last result of which is a universal legendary weapon kit
Wow.
for any Season 1 legendary weapon.
Well, that's pretty freaking great.
Also, that potion you get with wizard points is pretty good too. The fractal potion.
The Infinite Mist Omni Potion was an item that required a significant expenditure of resources, doing a ton of fractals to get, or you could spend 1,000 wizard points.
I absolutely
Sold.
spent the 1,000 wizard points.
What does this item do?
I do believe it is what's the Mist Offensive and Defensive Mobility Potion effects, which I think totals up to like 15% damage reduction, 15% damage, and something else.
It gives you 5 stacks of all 3 types.
Oh, the things that I turn in for fractal relics?
Yes. People only ever use the infinite versions, which cost pristine fractal relics. But now, hey.
I was about to say, those pristine fractal relics have a better home as well.
But yeah, for 1,000 wizard chore points, you can just get that thing and have it.
Wow.
I will do wizard chores. I love wizard chores.
So again, yes, the bribery, extremely on point.
Like, I want to see the data behind this because I imagine it is a wild success just based on the people, like, just hanging out in front of the portal in lines.
I haven't even done any of the world event stuff.
I think they're, like, at the top of the hour, and they, from what we did one on Thursday night, and it looks like each of the locations pops open a portal, and you can just go in the portal and it'll take you to wherever it's happening. Except for somehow it split the party and we got different bosses to fight.
Yeah, I ended up in a different zone, or different map. And they're basically bosses from the fractals.
Including the rabbit I hear.
Oh no.
I mean, it's a legendary version of that champion mob. I also learned something the hard way. I should not do 3 weeks of Reba without cleaning out my bags.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, jeez.
I had like 160 of the blue things, 160 of the green things. I had to deposit some of them in my bag because I didn't have enough slots to open them all.
I actually keep those in shared slots and salvage them every so often.
See, I always open them in case they upgrade.
Yes, same.
I'm way too lazy for that, and I don't have enough inventory space.
Yeah, this seems like a rousing success. I am all on board. I guess this is also a me topic. I was a sucker and bought Borderlands 4, and also maybe you shouldn't, at least not yet.
I've heard mostly good things about the gameplay.
The game is great. I would say this is as good of a Borderlands as we have gotten since 2, at least so far. Very MMO, very open world, but also, like, the core problem is there's lots of freezes in the game at bad times, like when you're fighting bosses and pseudo bosses, and also lots of crashes. And if you crash out and then log back in, everything will have repopped. So yeah, like there's a lot of weirdness going on, and like this is supposedly just a PC problem. Like the console versions are going well. There's the same problem that Borderlands has always had, where you start off with some rather shitty weapons, and it takes a while for you to get anything that's even vaguely interesting. But once you do, it's pretty good. Like, I mean, it's same Borderlands gunplay, better Borderlands writing. Claptrap is not that insufferable this time around.
I know the writing's been on a bit of a downturn since 2.
Yeah, 3 was real bad. Like, I tried to play 3, and 3 was just real bad.
I have not played this game yet, but I did see some posts saying that like this is a return to Borderlands 2 writing form.
Right. Yeah, it's good. Like it's good, and I think the reason one of the things that I think is helping it is they got the hell off Pandora. Like Pandora as a place was a little played out at that point. And this is a new planet, new types of groups. Like there are still, the psychos, but like they're just, I don't know, background fodder. The big bad seems kind of interesting. Like nothing is going to beat Handsome Jack, but it's a fascist state type thing that you're fighting against. So that feels topical. But I would highly suggest save your money papers, and one, probably wait for it to go on sale at some point, because I don't know that this is worth $70. And two, let it patch some.
I feel like what a game is worth is like if this is a fun, like a return to form, like Borderlands 2 style game, I'm not going to be upset about spending $70 on that.
I think the thing that's going to hurt it, though, is like Borderlands 2 was a fairly tight narrative, and this, like, the writing's good, but this game has a lot of open world faffing about.
Is the fact so the trick with Borderlands 2 is the main story is fun and interesting, and the faffing about did exist in Borderlands 2. It was hilariously goofy, though.
Yeah, so far it is not hilariously goofy.
Okay, that's a bummer, because like they did do like minor quests, but it was like you need to catch a ride and jump over this cool gorge here.
So far it's been a lot of clear out this bandit camp.
Oh, that's a shame.
That is a shame.
Well, like I said, I'm not super far into it. I just, like, so far it's mostly been, clear out this bandit camp. There are some cute quests that you do for farmers that are trying to, live on this planet. Okay, so I have heard of this game, A Place for My Books, because one of my friends was trying to find somebody to play it with.
So, A Place for My Books is a new, like, recently Kickstartered board game that I have not, I had not Kickstartered, but when I went to Rose City Comic Con last week, they had it in their game library, and I checked it out with my wife. It's really fun. Like, it's a really cute game. The idea is that you're trying to, you are in your apartment. There's a bunch of different there are 4 rooms to your apartment, a like den, a bedroom, a kitchen, and a bathroom. And each of these have a different number of squares, and you are trying to arrange your books around your apartment in ways that are pleasing to you. And so you have a number of activities that like we go around, and each turn everyone chooses an activity they're going to do. And so like some of your activities can be, I want to gather my books, in which case you're allowed to take 1 book from the top of up to 6 stacks and form a new pile and put it in one of your rooms. Each room can have up to 6 books in it. And then you're also able to sort your books, in which you take 1 stack and distribute it around. And so this is a way for you to like be organizing your books. And as you're doing this, you're gaining a currency called social battery. And you're going to be also collecting minor achievements. Like one minor achievement might be, I have no loan books. Like every square that has a book has at least 2 books in it. Or I have a loan book in the corners, or I have a stack of at least 4 books of the same color. And so these achievements, you can like, one of the actions you can do is you can admire your house and the books that you have stacked in your rooms. And for each achievement that you accomplish, you get an influx of social battery. So while you're at home, every action you're doing is generating you social battery and rearranging your books. And you use that social battery to go to the village. And you go to the village to spend your social battery to get more books.
Well, of course.
And like, there's a bunch of different activities in the village that are going to allow you to amass books into your book bag. And also you can go and buy you can go and purchase other items by spending social battery up until the point that you are out of social battery and you are completely drained and must go home and unload your books and start sorting them again. And this is a game that is both incredibly cute and cozy and thematic and like loving, and also a very, very mentally stimulating puzzle to solve. And we had an absolute blast playing this. And there are like major achievements where you're trying to get specific configurations of your books to gain like, those are shared victory but like the first player gets more points to it. But like, I don't know, we played it. It was very cute, very fun. This was like a different style of board game than I've seen before. Like, it really took the puzzly elements higher than I'm used to, like the traditional puzzle elements.
It looked super cute when I saw somebody playing it.
It's definitely very cute.
Okay, I don't even know how to pronounce this next thing.
Trobio?
Trobio!
I think
AKA Silksong continued.
Yeah, several of us are beyond first impressions at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And the main thing that I've been thinking about is they did not need to make this game this way. Like, they could have this game would have been a well-loved, like, sequel to the original if they had simply made more Hollow Knight.
Sure.
It was not necessary, but they wanted to do other things, and like, it's really interesting to me because they take a bunch of really unnecessary swings. And I was thinking a lot about what Grace was saying about bouncing off of it, and like, I fully understand. Like, it is a fundamentally different game than Hollow Knight, even though it like superficially looks the same. And it's just fascinating to me that they went for something it is the same in many ways, but it is also fundamentally different in a lot of ways.
There's a thing I actually want, which is a Hornet DLC for Hollow Knight, so I can play as Hornet and just thrash everything in Hollow Knight.
Yeah, like, stuff that is hard in Hollow Knight is trivial in Silksong, but the opposite is also true. There's some stuff in Silksong that's like, if I were playing Hollow Knight, this would be so easy, and it is just not. And like, I'm so interested in that. Like,
there's my new economic theory of the world, which is if not for capitalism, we would you could have never made Hollow Knight, versus if not for capitalism, every game would be Silksong.
Yes. Like,
Silksong feels like a game made by a team that had no financial pressure behind them.
Yeah. Like, just love what they're doing. Wanted to, like, there's a bunch of stuff that's really clearly, I don't know, we wanted to try something out.
You know, there's been a lot of that going on, though, because, like, okay, so look at the massive redemption arc of No Man's Sky and the absolutely ludicrous stuff that they've put into that game, because they basically made enough off the release that they can just keep doing that. Like Cyberpunk, like, it's also had a stupid redemption arc, and they keep releasing relatively meaty patches for it long after the fact.
Yeah, I think about, the joke is like Duke Nukem Forever, right? And like, Duke Nukem Forever got more than a decade of development time because they just had forever money from the previous like games in the series.
they maybe shouldn't have rebooted it as many times because the game that existed was a mess.
Well, the thing there is, Silksong did not exactly have a lack of direction. It feels like they had ideas. They had a lot of ideas.
Yeah, like this is absolutely a game that took a long time to make, but I don't get the impression that it took a long time to make because it was in development hell.
Right, yeah.
This took a long time to make because they had a bunch of stuff they wanted to do.
Well, Silksong was supposed to be a DLC for Hollow Knight, right?
Originally, yeah.
It just got too big.
The problem was it was originally supposed to just be, we'll let you play as Hornet in Hollow Knight, and maybe we'll add another area. But like they realized, oh wait, like people would want to actually have Hornet's movesets, and that would feel awkward in Hollow Knight because this game is not meant for somebody sized and that moves like Hornet does.
Yeah, Hornet is too tall.
Hornet is too tall. Hornet is too fast. Oh man, Hornet's so fast.
Yep. So instead, we have a game where, yes, this game is built for a character that is that tall and that fast and that agile.
Yeah.
And once you have all of the movement abilities, some of it's just nonsense.
I might have all of the movement abilities, but I don't believe that yet.
Haha. I think there's probably one you still don't have.
I think you're probably right.
I am far enough behind that I just got what was the major movement ability in Hollow Knight. And that means I beat one of the bosses that just got nerfed.
Yep. Yeah,
Yep.
We've seen a couple of bosses get nerfed, and very importantly, environmental hazards.
Thank goodness. Like I am now a ways into Act 3, and
Same.
my feelings about this game, I am still of the opinion that the difficulty curve in Act 1 was a bit off. But Act 2, like, apart from a couple of extremely frustrating fights, but was great. Like, Act 2 felt right to me, with one or two notable exceptions, that one of which is extremely optional, and I think whoever designed it just, like, I don't know, wanted people to suffer.
Okay. So
As a reminder, they did make Path of Pain in the previous game.
They did. It was extremely optional.
Yeah.
Also,
there's a lot of extremely optional stuff in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Act 3 is extremely optional.
Sure.
I think that everything, like, it's interesting to me because I feel like, yes, there's some brutal difficulty spikes in a few places, but also I feel like most of those difficulty spikes are in optional bosses, except for one really notable, like, wow, that was a difficulty spike.
Yeah.
So I will say the boss that I have found most ridiculously difficult in this in Act 2 thus far is a boss that if I lose, I don't lose my silk and I wake up immediately outside of its chambers.
Yes, that boss is great.
Uh-oh.
It took me a number of tries.
It was a number of tries. But it was really
fun.
Boss.
Yeah, it was really fun.
So
I could get
fun.
back into it real quick, and I felt like I was making progress.
This is the same setup they give you for dream bosses in Hollow Knight.
It is the same.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, the first time I died to that boss and I saw where I pop out and it's like, oh, just, fight the boss again. I was like, oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, yeah. As opposed to Biowater is just awful.
Yeah, okay. I was about to say, are we
everything
talking about
about Biowater is awful.
Yep.
And the most awful is the run back to then trying to deal with the last boss.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
There's some absolutely brutal stuff in this game. One of the hardest sections of the game is right at the start of Act 3, where it's like,
yes.
oh, you wanted to play Act 3? You want to play? We're gonna play. And you're like, and it's nuts. It's like,
well, it didn't help that when you wake up in Act 3, it's put you back on the default crest with no tools equipped.
Nice.
And there is no bench. Good luck. You're dealing with the next fight with this. Have fun.
Oof.
This game is huge. Like,
Massive.
it is. So I did double check the Hollow Knight speed completion time for how
I noted
long-
this on day one.
How long does it take for you to get 100% in Hollow Knight and earn the achievement for doing that fast is 10 hours.
It's 10 hours?
It's 10 hours.
I thought it was 20.
It's not.
No, it's 10.
That's hilarious.
The speed completion time for this game is 30 hours. There's so much in this game.
There's so much.
I am amused that the any percent speed run time is the same.
Yeah, I am amused by the route that they are currently trying to figure out.
I haven't watched any speed run anything because I'm not that far into the game to have gotten to the first credits.
It is very reasonable. Also, it's not a route that you would probably take.
Well, no.
That doesn't surprise me.
I have already done things that no speedrunner would ever do in particular orders.
But so because you already know it, one of the things that they are currently working on is, can we beat the game without ever going to deep docks or far fields?
Okay.
That skips a lot of
Interesting.
time.
It would.
It would skip a lot of time. Don't you get dash?
Nope, that's Marrow.
All right.
Well, you might have to go to deep docks to get dash. You don't have to go to, but you have to go, but you just need dash. You don't need to fight Lace.
No, Lace, you need dash to fight Lace. At least you're supposed to.
Yes. But the question is, can we beat this game capeless?
Oh man.
Yes. The other thing that I just absolutely love is the creativity. Like, they're really leaning into how many different things are going on. Like, I don't want to say that Hollow Knight bosses are not creative, because they are, but most of the mainline path easier bosses are not that creative. They have a very simple pattern. Like, they're easy because they're not doing very many interesting things. And most of the enemies in Hollow Knight are also relatively straightforward. Like, they walk at you.
Yep.
Sometimes they jump at you, but mostly they walk at you.
Or
The hardest required boss in Hollow Knight, on the normal way to complete the game anyway, is 6 identical dudes.
Yep.
Who roll at you and swing a sword at you.
They do jump at you.
That's fair.
They have aerial movement, which makes them a little annoying. But, like, no, there are so many bosses are doing so many different things, and, like,
even just basic enemies.
Even just basic enemies. Even basic enemies are doing enough that I am learning their tells. Like, I am looking to see, you are holding your sword in this way and making this noise. Like, my brain is picking up. Are you about to throw your sword at me? Or are you about to do, like, a spinning buzzsaw attack at me?
Yeah.
Like, I'm starting to pick that up because I need to react very differently to those.
Because like, most enemies have 2 or 3 different things that they might do, and if you react in the wrong way, if you react what would be appropriately for one of them, you're going to get hit by the other one if you guessed wrong. So yeah, those so many things to, like, just learn. Okay, that means it's going to do this.
There are enemies, like, some of the just base enemies are still really scary to me. The guys that have the long violin bows.
God,
those things are awful.
Oh, they get worse. I'm sorry about it. Yeah, and what it means is that because the enemies are so different and varied, the number of I've seen people complain about the number of arenas where it's like, fight a bunch of basic enemies.
because there's no such thing as a basic enemy in this game.
Yeah, and so you can have 4 enemies in a region, know the enemies, and then different combinations of them demand totally different play.
Yeah.
There was an enemy that I always thought was super trivial, and then the second I had to deal with 2 of them at once against plus 1 other enemy type, it was like, wow, these things are really hard to deal with because I can't just focus on them. And it means that there's so much variety. There's so much variety in the play, but it also means that like you really have to get going in what's going on. Like you really have to be paying attention, I think, a lot more than you did in Hollow Knight.
Like there is no point in this game at which you can like just zone out and deal with the stuff.
That's why I have elected to not play it during podcasts.
I will say that speaking of paying attention to things, there's a lot of text in Hollow Knight. I do not feel like the NPC communication, while interesting, was anywhere near as important as like you want to be talking to NPCs a lot in this game because they will tell you things you're going to want to know about.
Yeah, the storytelling has also, I think that it was a bold move to go from a game that had a famously silent protagonist and swap to a protagonist that is definitively not silent. But I think that it was a great choice. They're able to tell a bunch of story that they just couldn't. It's really cool to me to see like how the big swings that they take, and they mostly land.
I also because this game happens after the events of Hollow Knight, I love every moment that we get to see what Hornet thinks about the events of Hollow Knight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, every time that she like runs into a thing and is like, "Oh yes, this is familiar. I've seen something like this before." What? No, I'm the only one who's discovered this. Yeah, no.
It's funny, to the point of the game that I'm in, it is until extremely recently, it was unclear where this was set in relation to Hollow Knight. And then I encountered the boss above Belhome, is it?
Oh yeah.
And things started to come into focus.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be playing this game a lot because it's so big.
It is a wildly big game.
And like I know I want to get good with I want to get good with the default moveset as well. Like I'm kind of taking this to play it with the comfortable Wanderer's Crest, but I do want to get better at just the Hunter's Crest.
Seriously, I still don't have the Wanderer's Crest. I just have 2 others.
I have gotten to the point where I have found the limitations of the Wanderer's Crest.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually hopping between 3 different crests lately. This is like they did not need to come up with a number of different movesets in this game, and yet they did. And it's not like, oh, you change one move. It's like every one of your moves changes with this thing. And like I wasn't sure I was gonna like this game because I don't like the dive. Like, I don't like the diagonal downstrike. It's not just that I have the option not to have a diagonal downstrike, I have multiple options not to have that. And they're all interestingly compelling. And so I appreciate that's like, we took some bold swings with your moveset, but also you don't have to use that moveset if you didn't like it. And it really feels like I can customize my experience a lot more than I previously could.
Yeah, but how would she be Hornet without the Shah?
She doesn't say Shaw.
I know.
She
does not say any of her old lines in this game, as far as I can tell.
It is very.
They would
funny.
Get real annoying real fast, so it's probably for the best.
So the one that I see the most online is it's some sort of a Rorschach test. What's the sound you hear when she heals? What letter does that start with?
B.
B? I'm V. And I know people who are H.
I mean, there's languages where those are all the same letters, so...
Yeah.
I don't know what language they're speaking. it's sometimes they'll say something and I'm like, you really communicated a lot with a very short selection of sounds there.
I mean, that hasn't changed. Papanada.
But it's also, there's also like, it manages to keep the kind of post-apocalyptic bleakness of Hollow Knight, but with a lot more joy.
More colors.
There's more color, and there's more like not just joy used to make you sad later, but like legitimate. I'm really happy to be doing this. Like, I'm gonna help this person out because it genuinely makes me happy, and they will be happy.
Yeah,
and I love to see it. Like, it's the fleas, especially.
The fleas are delightful.
Every time
fleas are great.
Every time I rescue a flea, it makes me just a little bit happy as they go, ooh.
Why are fleas dogs?
I don't know why fleas are dogs.
Because they are.
Not all fleas are
They're
dogs.
adorable dogs.
Some fleas are the like talkie fleas.
They are also dogs.
It also makes me funny. It also makes me laugh watching Hornet's like consistent drum taking note beat in her very like precise, formal, like severe style, talking about the fuzzy things she wants to pet. It's it's all over the place. It's like half of the journal entries. Pity this thing is so aggressive. It's very fuzzy.
Yeah, I do find it amazing that the journal entries are written by Hornet and not a third party.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Hornet writes her own journal entries.
I think the top half is written by New and the bottom half is Hornet's notes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is also great. Like, yeah, there was definitely a moment where I was on a quest to find and rescue somebody who got lost, and a combat ensued as soon as I found them, and like, boy, I parried perfectly against like a 5-move attack because I was worried that they might be able to harm my friend. Because yes, I care about these bugs.
Also, yes, there's a parry now.
There always was a parry. This is
much... but now there's a realistically timed parry.
Yes. It triggers a lot more now. Yeah,
it is possible to intentionally parry things in this game.
Yes, you can.
It's still easier to get out of the way usually.
Yeah, usually there's multiple ways to parry. They're all extremely satisfying, but like, there are enemies that have a flurry of attacks, and if you are fast enough and have an attack speed fast enough, you can parry all of them. And boy, is it a good feeling to Daigo parry an enemy and just be like, tink, 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 yes.
I will say, the crest I really like to use is just not fast enough for this.
No.
Yeah, I have a need for speed.
I also didn't use Quick Slash all the time in the first game, so I am apparently an outlier.
If they gave me Quick Slash in this game, I would have a problem.
I was about to say, I am pretty sure the Wanderer's Crest is supposed to be like Hollow Knight's move with Quick Slash equipped. I do also find it really interesting the configurations on the different crests.
Yes.
Because
yes, I do.
Those colors matter a lot.
Yes, they do.
I picked up a crest that started with 2 red slots and nothing else.
Yep.
Ooh, yeah. That crest feels like it's meant for a player, and I could never make the dive work.
I find the dive interesting. It goes forward a lot more than I expected. A lot more than the default one.
It goes so forward. The Beast Crest.
Oh, yeah. No. It's not my favorite.
But I love its heal so much that I want to make it work.
Its heal is hilarious.
Rather than the default, you charge up for a bit and heal. You charge up for a much shorter bit and heal nothing, but then you get boosted attacks that steal health. You get a point of health for every time you hit somebody.
And it's like an all AoE attack as well.
Oh, if the actual bind is an attack, I haven't hit anybody with it yet.
No. But like, when you're hitting, you like, fire bursts up all around you.
Yes, you get significantly increased range. I have actually gotten hit because I was expecting the bigger range and didn't get it on a normal slice as it wore off.
There's as things advance, you definitely get to a point where, boy, do I really feel the range of my attacks in a big way.
Yes. I wish I had more blue slots because I really want to use Longclaw all the time. But I also want to use the extended spindle all the time. And I also want to use increased silk regeneration all the time.
I don't. Does that actually increase the amount you get from attacks?
No.
Yeah, the increased silk regen?
No, it increases the speed with which your default regens.
Which depends on the number of times you've gotten a different collectible. Anyway, the Beast Crest is a nice upgrade of sorts to the previous crest I was using, the Reaper Crest. Encourages you to heal and then be very aggressive to get your silk back. And this encourages you to heal and gives you the tools to do it in more situations, but then be very aggressive. You need to get your health back.
So to be clear, the important thing about the increased silk regen is it also functions as an additional spool that regens. So you get one regen just for having it equipped. And then if you have all 3 of the other ones, that means that your regens up to 4, which is what you need to trigger silk skills. This is useful.
Yes, I can see that.
I appreciate so you're talking about blue slots. I appreciate that they separate your slot types in a very by class, basically, like attack, utility, and support. Because it means that I'm less mad about the compass not being a default option. I think I mentioned this last time. I still don't like the map, but they've done some stuff that make me dislike the way they've done it less, and I actually kind of enjoy some of the stuff they do with it now. But I also would rage if I had to choose between compass and, Longclaw or attack tools or whatever. And having interesting choices by what crests have different slots available is really helpful. Also, there is definitely a do you want your boss fights to be really easy crest, and I appreciate that it exists. It is the pay to win crest. 3 attack slots, and its special is restore all of your tools.
I'm assuming you still have to pay shards for that.
Yes,
you do still have to pay shards for it. You absolutely have to pay shards for it. You will pay
in a heartbeat.
It is actually possible to have, depending on the tools you are using, it is actually possible to not be able to refill it because it will consume hundreds of shards to restore all of your stuff if you let it. And I have absolutely let it on some bosses where I'm like, nope.
My only thought here is, how in the world do you trigger 3 attack skills? Do you not have a silk skill?
You do have a silk skill.
No, you do not.
Yeah, you do with the
with
the architect. You absolutely do.
You have but it's a different button.
Yeah, you don't have a silk skill. You have bind. You do have a skill.
Yeah,
you don't have a silk skill.
I make a lot of use out of the AoE silk skill now that I have it, and I've become more accustomed to using it.
There's so many good ones.
That one was my default for quite a long time.
The balance between abilities is shockingly good. For as many different options as you have, I would be hard pressed to choose more than a couple of items that I think are not good. All of them feel like they have a place. There is one item that I think you get far too late for it to be useful.
Yeah. Yes.
You get something that lets you make terrible water not terrible, but
yes.
You get it after you no longer after you have done every part of the game with terrible water. You no longer have to. You can get the item that lets you not care about terrible water. And game designers, don't do this.
I will say.
I mean, I hadn't been to the ducks yet when I got that thing, so it was a little helpful. But yeah,
I mean, they do this in a couple of places. There is a terrible effect that was so bad when I encountered it, I was like, clearly, I'm not supposed to be here.
Oh yeah, no, same. I was like, okay, clearly I need to go somewhere else to find the Varia suit.
No, the
But no.
various suits in that zone.
Yep.
At the end of it.
So yeah, sometimes you go into an area and you're like, this is so terrible. I can't believe, like, clearly this is just telling me I shouldn't be here and I should come back. No, what the game is telling you is that you need to get over your fear and face that awful thing.
It's like it says, congratulations, it's time for platforming with a time crunch. Good luck. But I am very glad that that thing you get at the end does have the Varia suit effect as part of it, because I do need to go back to this place for a couple of things now.
You know what I really appreciate? They decided to take one of the most like imprint nightmare memory things from Hollow Knight and turn it into a subsystem that I can just constantly do repeatedly in more ridiculous extreme fashions.
What is this?
How many courier missions have you done?
Oh god. Enough to get oil. And also to make a spiderweb bigger. I should actually use those things more.
They took the take this flower across the map without taking damage and turned it into a whole big long quest chain.
Yep.
It's a whole thing, but it's fun.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
Because the movement is so much more developed here. Like, it's actually just fun to blaze through those missions.
Yep.
The flower delivery in Hollow Knight was awful. Of course, they knew it was awful.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go from the entire far right side of the map to the far left, almost, through areas with exploding enemies.
This one is more interesting, I think, because there's a lot more freedom to, like, the one that the most relevant one, the one that gives you a needle upgrade, is
the Courier's Rasher.
There's so many interesting ways to figure out your own path. Like, the path that I wound up choosing, assuming that I did it perfectly, would have gotten me there with more than half of my time remaining. But it was a very difficult path to not get hit during, or not, like, do any of the 5 other things that will cause your timer to hastily decrease.
The one I am currently on has me go through a Path of Pain style zone.
Hilarious.
Nope.
Yep.
I'm allowed to take, but here's the thing. So unlike the previous one, you're allowed to take a certain number of hits.
Yes.
Like, mine only breaks after I take the 3rd hit.
And also, the Courier's Rasher is the only one that has a ticking clock on it.
Yes.
All the other ones, it's purely don't get hit. So you can take your time.
I also love how much you are a bard in this game. Like, the song part of Silksong is very relevant.
Yes. I mean, they went all in on, like, the musical element as theming for this game. Like, everything with the bells, with you playing music.
Yeah, the theming is really good. And they have some, like, this is also true of the narrative. Like, the narrative theming is also really consistent and well done. This is a game that has some things to say.
It definitely has a lot of opinions. It has a lot of, like, the way you interact with the world as Hornet is fascinating. Like, the things Hornet prioritizes is fascinating. Yeah, I really love this game. 2025 is a ridiculous year.
Yes.
We should not have this many amazing games. September of 2025 is a ridiculous month.
Yeah.
I can't believe Hades 2 is coming out at the end of it.
It's
25th.
Really? 25th.
Yep. 12 days to finish up Silksong. I can do it.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Like, can I do this? Yeah, I can do this.
I do already own Hades 2. I'm not sure I'm going to get to it on its launch day.
I am also unsure about that, but I'm gonna try.
It's also really good. Like I look forward to people being able to, like, people in here getting into it and playing it, because it's also gonna be fun.
I've been sitting on it. I purchased it as soon as it was available and have refused to play it, and it's been increasingly painful. So
Yes.
I cannot wait for the 25th.
It's really, really good. I had to play more of it than I technically wanted to for work reasons, and I don't regret it because it's amazing, but I can tell you it's amazing. Like Hades 2 compared to the first Hades is as good as Silksong is compared to Hollow Knight. As far as just like, they just did a lot more, and it's great. I can't wait. Extremely hyped. I admit that at least 50% of my hype is being hyped for other people to play it so I can talk with them about it.
Do we have any short topics before we wrap things up?
Digimon has a carry over your progress demo, so I'm going to probably give that one a try and looking forward to that one coming out. Thankfully, it's not coming out until October.
I'm going to say, I saw the direct. I was very confused when I saw Samus on a bike. Apparently, it's going to be Samus on a bike.
What?
I was like, is this a new, like, racer game?
No, it's Metroid Prime 4.
No, it's Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, I think there's just big open world areas.
Yeah, I think it's just big enough areas that you have a bike to get around.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Because they showed they showed Samus jumping off the bike, and then it's classic Metroid Prime.
Back to
gameplay.
first person, yeah.
I love it. I wasn't prepared to be as here for that as I am.
I've fallen down the Dan to Dan rabbit hole and
Oh dear.
am almost caught up with the current season that's still being released.
It's utter nonsense.
It's delightful though. Like give it 3 episodes, because the first 2 you're gonna ask yourself, what the hell are you even watching?
Yup.
Well, that sounds like that's a show. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it, and we will see you again next week. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
See ya.